Hello boys and girls, a very good evening and welcome to this live session on General Intelligence and Reasoning for your upcoming SSC CGL exam brought to you by TalentSprint. I hope all of you are healthy and your preparation for this SSC CGL exam, which is tentatively scheduled to begin from the 1st of August, is in high gear. Well, before we begin, let me tell you that the last date to apply for this exam is already over, right? While the date declared earlier was 16th of June, right? The last date to apply for this exam was 16th of June. It was extended by 3 more days, right? So it was then moved to 19th of June, which was a couple of days back. And I'm sure all those who couldn't finish completing the application by 16th June had this great relief because of the extension of date. But then now it's over, right? So I hope all of you have successfully submitted your application for the SSC CGL 2017 recruitment, and you're now in high gear of your preparation, right? I'm sure you must have started your preparation already. If you haven't, it's time now to get started. Now today's session, like you all must have seen the description, is on general intelligence and reasoning, and we are going to basically talk about how do you attempt these 25 questions of this section in about 12 minutes of time, right? You know that the pattern of SSC CGL exam is as follows. We have got 4 sections there: quantitative aptitude, general intelligence and reasoning, then we have English comprehension and general awareness, right, or general knowledge. 4 sections, each section has 25 questions in it. So altogether we have got 100 questions. And the total time, composite time given to answer these 100 questions is 60 minutes. So net we have got 100 questions to be answered in 60 minutes of time, which gives us about 36 seconds per question, less than 1 minute per question, or just about half a minute per question. So it's really gonna be tough, right? Time management skills are very important here so that you can maximize your chances of selection. Now, if you average it out, 60 minutes across 4 sections would give you 15 minutes per section. But then I'm sure all of you agree with me that it makes no sense in spending 15 minutes per section, right? Because subjects like general awareness or English comprehension, for that matter, doesn't need 15 minutes to for us to attempt all the 25 questions, right? I mean, there is no formula to be applied, there is no technique to be applied, there is no method to get the right answer. It's like you either know the answer or you don't know the answer. For example, let's talk about general awareness, right? What can be a question in general awareness? Let me think of something. I think very timely if I ask you, when is the International Yoga Day? Well, you cannot say today, because there you will have options in terms of actual dates, right? So when is International Yoga Day? Now you either know the answer or you don't know the answer. There's no formula that you can use or no method that you can apply to get the correct answer there. Or we cannot even use substitution or elimination to find out the right answer, right? You must know that the International Yoga Day is celebrated on 21st of June, right? June 21st, which is today. Now today is correct in that context, right? So what do you do in such a case? You either know it or you don't know it. Now here, you don't really have to spend so much of time, right? If there are 25 such questions, it's all about reading the question in my view, right? By the time you finish reading the question, you'll either mark the answer or just move to the next one, right? So that way, general awareness is very easy to attempt because I think it can be finished in about 8 minutes. You don't need 15 minutes for that, right? 8 minutes for 25 questions is about, what is 8 minutes? 8 minutes is 480 seconds and 25 questions is approximately 20 seconds per question. So it takes about 10 to 15 seconds to read a question and then just mark the answer, right? So general awareness is like that. We don't have to spend 15 minutes there. Similarly, if you look at English language, while you may have to spend a little bit of time doing some elimination somewhere or trying to find out what really fits well in the blank, etc., again, doesn't really take so much of time, right? So English comprehension also that way is something where we can save some time. Save some time meaning you don't have to spend total 15 minutes, right? So this way you have to kind of find out what is the appropriate time to be spent on on each of these sections and accordingly manage your time. Now when it comes to general intelligence and reasoning, while we have to do some simplification or we have to maybe work on finding out the logic behind the question or apply elimination, etc., it again doesn't need 15 minutes, right? So I think it would be ideal if you could finish the 25 questions asked here in about 12 minutes of time, and that's what we are going to focus in the session today. And whatever is left out here will all go to quantitative aptitude, because that's one section where each question has to be solved using either a formula or a smart method or a technique or maybe the basic concept, and it needs time, right? You just cannot say 36 seconds per question is going to be enough there. So the point that I'm trying to make is you have to be very clear about your strategy for the exam. How are you going to spend your 60 minutes across these 4 sections? There can be a little bit of plus and minus depending on the type of questions asked, depending upon the situation during the exam, but you largely have to follow that. Otherwise you will, you will fail to manage your time and then get behind the competition, right? Because competition is huge. You all know that SSC CGL is one of the most popular exams in the country today. I mean, tens of lakhs of people appear for these exams. In fact, one stat shows that about 36 lakh students applied for this exam last year. Now you can imagine 36 lakh students appearing for one exam. Huge competition, right? And the only way to beat this competition is to leave no stone unturned, practice really hard, and do everything possible to maximize your on your preparation and give your best shot in that 1 hour of time, right? So I think I would like to wish you all the best for your preparation. These 6 weeks that we have for your exam, assuming that your exam is on 1st of August, right? You know that the notification has clearly mentioned that exam will be between 1st of August to 20th of August. Now look at this, 20 days, right? If you read the notification, it says the tier 1 exam will be from 1st August to 20th August. Now why do they have to conduct exam over 20 days? It is because of the number of applicants, right? Very clearly it's going to be a big number, right? The number of applicants are going to be too high. I mean, overall the number there. So I'm not trying to scare you, but I think the idea is you should know the competition, right? And prepare accordingly. So we are on June 21st today, which again reminds me of International Yoga Day. We'll discuss something about that. But June 21st to August 1st, we have just 40 days left, right? And I'm sure 40 days is good enough time to get yourselves ready for this exam. Whether you'll qualify or not is a different story, but you should be fully prepared for it. You should not go to the examination hall with with incomplete preparation. That way preparation is never over. I mean, you can practice forever and ever, but you should be satisfied with your preparation. You should know that yes, I've done everything that I was supposed to do, and you should walk into the examination hall confidently. So I think plan out a strategy for these 40 days and practice enough in these 40 days so that you devise a strategy towards the end on how to spend that 1 hour during the examination, right? There are 2 strategies. One is the strategy for preparation. How are you going to prepare in these 40 days, right? What will be your plan, study plan? What will you focus on? What will you do on a daily basis? The second strategy is the exam strategy, where you kind of strategize your 1 hour during the exam. All right. So I'm sure all of you have already started doing that. Now we will discuss on general intelligence and reasoning, which is one of the sections, like I said, and the idea is to see how can you crack these 25 questions of this section in about 12 minutes, which in my view is more than sufficient, right? And in fact, it's not about 25 questions, but it's about 50 marks, right? How can you convert 12 minutes of your time in the examination to 50 marks? We will do similar sessions for the other subjects as well. In fact, we have already done for English comprehension and one for quantitative aptitude. We'll come up with more sessions in future and help you, get ready. So shall we get started? I think I've got one set of paper which was asked last year. I've actually chosen the previous year paper. I mean, we have papers in the market based on memory, right? So we have got one set of 25 questions from general intelligence and reasoning, which was asked last year. Let's just run through that paper. I mean, in fact, if you have attempted some of the previous papers, or if you kind of go through the general intelligence and reasoning topics of SSC, you will find that this is a fairly simple subject to attempt. I mean, there's nothing complex about it. I mean, it's like general intelligence, right? You don't really have to learn. In fact, I am of the view that this is one section where you can go without preparation and yet score and still score 40 plus very easily. And I mean that, right? I'm not trying to exaggerate. You can score 40 plus marks, or maybe even 50 on 50 without any preparation, because this is general intelligence. You don't really have to learn anything specially, right? The reasoning of bank exams is different. There are topics which needs techniques and methods to be learned, but here it's all general. So it's actually easy to score 50 or close to 50 in 12 minutes of time. I would not say you should target to score 50 on 50, because that's not the target. Our target is not to score 50 out of 50 in general intelligence and reasoning, or 200 out of 200 in the overall exam. Our target is to make sure that we attempt all the 100 questions and solve as many questions as possible in that limited 1 hour of time. All right. So I think that's about a little about what you need to do in the next 40 days. I mean, not really what you need to do in the next 40 days, but you should strategize your preparation for the next 40 days and get ready for this exam. Now, before we begin, let me also mention that there's this chat box available right beside your video screen, which you can use to interact with us. I can see a lot of you have already started interacting through that chat box. So it'll be great if you can keep commenting and putting up your queries, if any, through that, and I would be more than glad to answer your questions. So before we start looking at those questions, answering those questions would take 12 minutes, like I said. With explanation, maybe I'll take about 16 to 20 minutes. So that's gonna be like one quick session within the session that we will do and look at that. But then let me just see if there are any questions there that I need to address before we move into the paper solution. Sanjay Bharadwaj, I'll read out some of the comments here. Sanjay Bharadwaj has mentioned that, can you please tell us from where we can get previous year's question paper? I think Sanjay, Google Baba is there. Just ask for previous year's papers and I'm sure it'll throw something at you. I mean, we just have to believe that these are correct papers based on memory. I mean, I've got one of the papers verified by one of our students who has taken the exam last year. So he was like, yeah, these kind of questions they're asked, or in fact, these questions they're asked. So I am believing that this is actually the previous year paper. So yeah, books are available in the market. Google is there. So just try and do that. Abhishek has asked a question, right? I have one query regarding speed maths challenge. Shall I ask? Yes, please do. While speed maths has got nothing to do with your reasoning section here or the general intelligence and reasoning section, but now that I've read it out, you better put it there and I'll see. I'll try and answer your question there. By the way, a lot of you have joined the chat, so I'm glad that you are interacting using this. Let me name a few of you. We have Santosh, Amit Kumar, Shiva, Amir Rahman. Then we have Sridhar, Dinesh, Shivani, Spandana, Nikhil, Ranjit, Krishna Menon, Krishna Mohan, Kishore, Shekhar Raj, Chandraprakash Sharma, Pradeep Kumar, Sarang, Raju, and Kishore, Alka Mishra, Narayan Chavan. Then we have Adi Narayana, Raj Shekhar, Sarika. Sarika has asked that, is this session just for SSC or both SSC and IBPS? Well, Sarika, the focus will be on SSC because we are taking up one of the previous year's papers. But whatever we discuss here is also applicable for bank exams, right? Rahul Verma says 30 lakhs 26,598 people have applied for SSC CGL 2017. Now I don't know how has Rahul been able to fetch this number, and he's got some number up to units place. I mean, it's not a approximate figure, right? He says 30 lakhs 26,598 people have applied for SSC CGL. So that's again huge, right? 30 lakhs, close to the number last year, 36 lakh. Then we also have Soni Pandey, Sonu Mishra, and others here. Yeah. Anurag Shah, Anu Malik. I'm sure not the Anu Malik from the Hindi music industry, right? By the way, it's also the music day today. I'm not sure if you are aware of this fact, right? So two important, June 21 is important that way for two reasons. One is it is music day, right? It is International Yoga Day, and I think there's one more reason. Today is this. I'm not able to recall that word, right? This is the longest day of the year, right? This day today is going to be, the day is going to be the longest and the night is going to be shortest. This is when we change the climate, right? So for the northern hemisphere, there's like some concept from science. I don't recall it fully, but yeah, some significance. June 21 and December 21, right? June 21 is when you have the longest day of the year and shortest night, and December 21 it swaps, right? We'll have the shortest day and the longest night. I think it's called something like solstice or or something there. So whatever it is, go back and look at that concept, because maybe this is one of the general awareness questions being framed for your SSC CGL exam 2017, right? They can ask you questions on anything, right? General awareness, that way is one way it's easy to attempt that section because it takes hardly 8 minutes to attempt all those 25 questions. The difficult part is we don't know how many of those questions can we answer, because it's general. Anything under the sun can be asked, right? He can ask you about International Yoga Day, he can ask you about the music day, or maybe about this longest day of the year, or anything there, just anything. So yeah, keep reading a lot of stuff, a lot of useful stuff, and keep yourselves abreast of all the affairs nationally, internationally, so that you can answer as many questions as possible there, right? So shall we start now? Somebody has asked me for qualifying marks for OBC. Well, I'm actually not sure about the qualifying marks, and I don't even want to comment on that, because in my view that's something you cannot really influence, right? Cutoff score, be it bank exams or SSC exams, is not in our control, right? That's decided after the exam is over, and you cannot do anything about it. What you can control is your preparation. What you can influence is your own preparation. So try and focus on that and give your best shot. Yeah, thank you Chandra Prakash for mentioning that. It's called summer solstice, right? Yeah, summer solstice. So this is summer solstice. What we have on December 21 is winter solstice. Again, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it rightly, but yeah, I'll get 1 mark if that question is asked in the exam. Yeah, so shall we start solving these questions now? Yeah, enough discussion about the yoga day. And by the way, I read something very interesting today, so let me just mention that before we look at these questions. So there's this message that I got, right? It was connected to the yoga day, so I thought, I'm sure you must also have got it in this era where WhatsApp is like one platform where we spend a lot of our time during the day, right? So this is like a joke that was made up, right? So there's this kid in school who has asked a question to his teacher. The teacher was explaining about the yoga day or whatever, right? So the kid is like, agar, this is in Hindi by the way, so I'm sure at least a few of you will follow this. Others, please take help and get it translated. So this is, agar yog se rog dur hota hai, right? Yog is yoga and rog is disease, right? So like they say, yoga karne se rog nahi aata hai, right? So agar yog se rog dur rehta hai ya dur hota hai, then Baba Ramdev Patanjali ke itne dawaiyan kyun bechte hain? Like, wow, that's interesting, and we should also throw some thought on this, right? Why is he promoting so much of Patanjali medicines when actually yoga can help it? Anyways, jokes apart, let's get into the session now. So all I'm going to do now is share my screen and present these questions that were asked last year, solve these along with all of you, right? I would like to be really quick today, because what we are trying to look at is not the solutions of the questions, but how do you react to such questions in the exam. Remember, general intelligence and reasoning, while on one hand is very easy to attempt, you can actually end up scoring 50 on 50, but then there can be cases where you get trapped. There can be some questions where you really get trapped. You don't know what the solution is. You don't really, you're not able to crack the logic. And in such cases, the best way to solve the question should be to just skip and move to the next one, right? So be very careful. One of the most important shortcuts, one of the most important techniques to be used in general intelligence and reasoning, and for that matter reasoning ability of bank exams, is skip. Well, many of you may find it silly, but believe me, skip is one of the best shortcuts, right? Skip the question and move to the next one, right? Most of us fail to score more because we end up wasting a lot of time, a lot of our precious time in trying to answer those questions where there is no definite method. And that actually happens a lot of times in SSC CGL reasoning section, right? All these questions, see what kind of questions there are. I mean, I also have the physical copy of the paper. I'll present each of these questions, but if you look at the kind of questions that we have questions on Analogy again is of different types, right? Word analogy, letter analogy, number analogy. Then we have odd one out, choosing the odd one out, or classification. It is also called as classification. Again, classification is of different types: word classification, number classification, letter classification. So questions can be asked on any of these areas, right? Then we have questions based on, now these are very silly ones, right? You're given 5 words and ask them to arrange in the dictionary order or the reverse alphabetical order, which is just general intelligence. I mean, there's nothing to be done there, right? Then we have questions on ages, questions on blood relations. There's one question on coding and decoding, right? In fact, 2 questions on coding and decoding. Then we have questions on finding out the missing numbers, questions on directions, questions on statements and conclusions, right? And then this non-verbal reasoning questions, where we are asked to find out the mirror image or water image, then paper folding, paper cutting, embedded figures, figure series, etc., which again is not really hard, right? It tests your visual skills. I mean, not really the visual skills, but then your observation skills, right? You have been given one figure, some part of it is missing. That part is indicated in 5 different options. Now you got to find out which of these parts will sync with that figure there. So it's all about observing and finding out what really connects. So nothing to be done. I mean, nothing to be explained, I would say. You can solve it yourself without any difficulty. So questions like, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions on non-verbal reasoning, which includes all these topics. And that one standard question that general intelligence and reasoning has, right? The matrix question. 2 matrices are given and you're asked to find out the number sequence which represents the word. So we have got all such questions. We will quickly solve this. I can read that read a comment here from Sanjay Bharadwaj. He says something about GST. Well, I think I'm not the right person to be questioned on GST or to be asked to explain something on GST. All I know about GST is that it stands for Goods and Services Tax. And the other thing that I know is Arun Jaitley has organized for a 1-hour meeting on the 30th of June to throw some light on, not throw some light on GST, but it is about GST. The agenda is GST, where all the secretaries, all the chief ministers from all the states and union territories have been invited, right? This is one update that was making news last night, right? So 30th June, one day before the GST is going to get implemented, right? It is coming into picture from the 1st of July. And so one day before that, on 30th June, they have a meeting. I'm sure it will be a public meeting, meaning we'll get to know what was discussed. And yes, I think looks like it is going to be good. While there are segments which say this is not good, this is bad. There was one more news yesterday which said it is not really helping those who are persons with disabilities, because the GST on GST on tools or aids which are used by PWD category, persons with disabilities category, is on the higher side. Like for example, the wheelchair or whatever other things are used, right? So they are not very happy. Then there are some segments which are happy. So all that would happen whenever there's a major change. All these things happen. But yeah, let's see. I'm sure it'll help us economically, and there are different slabs, of course, I'm sure, and this is very important. I mean, while I'm not the right person, you all should study about it fully, because expect at least one question on GST in your SSC CGL exam. While I'm not the expert again, but I'm sure if the paper is set properly, there should be questions on GST. There should be questions on GST in your bank exams as well, right? So there are different slabs: 0%, 5%, 12%, 18%. There are goods and services where GST is 0%. There are goods and services where it's 5%. Then there are 12%, 18%, and things like that. So kind of study about that and get some insights, not just for your exam, but even otherwise you should know as a common man, right? This is what is going to happen with you in the future there. Chalo, so I am not the right person, like I said. Let me get into what I can do for you, right? Which is general intelligence and things. So I'm sharing my screen now. I'll present the question to you all. Try to answer it as quickly as possible, and then I'll immediately respond, right? I'm not gonna come back on video for the next 15-20 minutes, because the plan is to answer all the 25 questions in one shot. So here we go. Now if you can see this screen that we have. Now here are the first 3 questions, quick. Now just tell me how much time does it take to answer these questions. I mean, in my view, these 3 questions can be answered in about a minute, not more than that. All the 3 questions in a minute's time. So try and answer all these 3 questions while I get the right color which I want to use. Which color should I use today? Let me use this. I think I always use the same color, but yeah. So start. Umesh Kumar has asked, I have started preparing from today. Can I crack SSC CGL? Well, yes, definitely you can. If you think you can, you will. If you think you cannot, you will not. As simple as that. So here are the first 3 questions. Now look at this. The first question says, select the related word from the given alternatives. Now this is called analogy, right? We have been given one pair of words followed by another word and something that is missing there. So basically, if play is related to actor, then concert is related to what is the question. If play is related to actor, then concert is related to what? Now, what's the best way to solve such questions? The easiest way to answer questions from word analogy is to try and make a statement or a sentence using the first 2 words, and use the same statement for the second pair of words. It'll help you answer the questions easily. So try and do that. Play and actor. You know the relationship between these 2, right? A play involves an actor, or an actor takes part in a play. An actor takes part in a play. Understand again, actor is a human being, right? And play is an act. So actor takes part in a play. So who takes part in a concert? That's the point. If actor takes part in a play, who takes part in a concert? Now, can it be symphony? No, symphony is like a piece of music, right? So it's not symphony, right? Can it be piano and all these things, percussion? No, it has to be musician. So very easy. It doesn't take any time, right? Play is related to actor in a similar way. See, this is read as is to. This 1 colon is read as is to. And these 2 colons are read as in a similar way. In a similar way. So the question is actually as follows. A play is related to is to an actor. A play is related to an actor. In a similar way, concert is related to a musician. Look at the next one. Select the related words from the given alternatives. Now this also is analogy, but this is letter analogy. The first one was word analogy. Here is the letter analogy. So EGIK FILO, then FHJL is related to what? Now, try and connect letter by letter. That's the most common logic applied here, right? So how is E related to F? How is G related to I? How is I related to L? How is K related to O? Right? If you are not very comfortable doing that, then you can quickly put the numbers, the numerical positions of these letters, and that also can help you. Like for example, if I do that without numbering, what happens? EF, so consecutive letters. GI, so it's like GHI, IJKL, KLMNO. So what I understand is between E and F there are 0 letters. Between G and I there is 1 letter. Between I and L there are 2 letters. Between K and O there are 3 letters. So if you are good at identifying the logic this way, if you have practiced enough questions, then you do not put the numbers. You can easily find out the answer. So I know that, if E is related to F, F should be related to G. EF, so F, G. Answer should start with G. Now, before you move to the next letter, look at how many options start with G. First option is ruled out, second option is ruled out, third option starts with G, fourth option also starts with G. So elimination is very, very important here. Never complete the full solution. Don't try to find out what are the next 3 letters. Just try to find out the first letter and do elimination, right? So E is to F, F is to G. Now look at this, G, I. The point is the difference between the numerical positions is 2, or we are skipping 1 letter between G and I, G, H, I. So H, I, J. You have to skip I, it becomes J, H, I, J. So the next letter has to be J. Just verify, it is G, J here and G, M here. So this gets eliminated. Answer has to be option 3, G, J, M, P. Never complete the solution there, right? There is no need to do the full solution. Now let me also explain this to you using the numerical positions for those who have not followed this. Okay, so I'll just put the numbers. Numbers here are the numerical positions as per the English alphabet. So E is the 5th letter, J is the 7th letter, I is the 9th letter, K is the 11th letter. You have to learn these by heart. There are 26 letters. Learn all the 26 positions by heart. F, I, L, O. F is 6, I is 9, L is 12, and O is 15. Now try and understand. 5 and 6 are consecutive, right? So 0, the difference 0, or you can say difference is 1. I mean, I wrote 0 with the intent that these are consecutive, but difference is 1, right? The difference is 1. 7 and 9, the difference is 2. 9 and 12, the difference is 3. And 11 and 15, the difference is 4. So you understand, here the difference is 1, here it is 2, here it is 3, and here it is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the difference between the numerical positions is 1, 2, 3, 4. Same thing has to be done here also. So F is the 6th letter. What should be the first letter here? I mean, F is the 6th letter as per the alphabet. Now I want the difference to be 1. So 6 becomes 7. 7th letter is G. Then H is the 8th letter. I want the difference to be 2 in the next pair of letters. So 8 should give you 10. 10th letter is J. So 6, 8 becomes 7, 10, which is GJ, and done. That way, if you continue, you'll find out that the 3rd and 4th letters are M and P. You're getting it? So try and eliminate the options. I mean, logic is important, but don't try to do the full solution. Next one here, select the related number from given alternatives. Now this is number analogy. So 3 questions on analogies: word, letter, and number. Now try and identify the logic here. Select the related number from the given alternative. So 583 is to 295. 583 is related to 295. In a similar way, 486 is related to what? Now I'll be very honest. When I tried solving this question, I could not crack it. I spent about 20-25 seconds. I did not get the logic. And you know what I did? I skipped this question. And believe me, I was correct. Because if I don't skip it and try to find out the logic further, I'll only end up wasting more of my precious time. Remember, the idea is, I'm repeating myself, the target is not to solve all the 25 questions. The target is to attempt all the 25 questions. You got to understand that there is a difference between solving and attempting, right? We are not there to solve all the 25 questions, but we are there to attempt all the 25 questions. Now, when I say I've skipped this question, my attempt is over. I have attempted this question. I could not crack it. I'll just move to the next one. That is the reason I said skipping is one of the best shortcuts that you must learn. And it comes only through practice. While it may look like easy, but skipping is not that easy, right? Because, we tend to try out these multiple times. The only way to solve such questions is trial and error, right? You try with some logic. If you get the answer, well and good. If you get an error, you try again. But how long can you do that? You have very limited time. So what I would say is, don't skip it immediately. Give it a shot, maybe about 15, 20 seconds, 30 seconds. If you get the logic, well and good. Otherwise, just skip and move to the next one. Remember, your attempt is over. You have not been able to solve this question, but your attempt is over. So I skipped it. I'll do that. I am okay missing out on that 2 marks for this question, but I'm not okay spending 1 minute to try this one, because I'm not sure if I will get the answer even after that 1 minute. You're able to follow? So overall, if you see on this screen, there were 3 questions. I could attempt 3. I attempted 3 questions, but I could solve only 2, which is absolutely fine. Now this is what is called strategy. You have to get this strategy correct so that you can maximize your score in the exam. Anyway, I mean, after 30 seconds, because I had to discuss this with you, I tried spending more time in getting the logic, and the logic is as follows. The sum of the digits in the first pair in both the numbers is same. Find out the root digit, or find out the sum of the digits. 5 plus 8, 13. 13 plus 3 is 16. 2 plus 9, 11. 11 plus 5, 16. So basically the logic is that the sum of the digits is same in the first pair of numbers. So the sum of the digits in the second pair of numbers also has to be same. Now what is 4 plus 8 plus 6? 4 plus 8, 12. 12 plus 6 is 18. So if this is 18, whatever comes in place of question mark should also add up to 18. Just check that from the options, verify from the options. So 291, 2 plus 9, 11 plus 1, 12, eliminated, because we are looking for 18 as a sum. 378, 3 plus 7, 10, 10 plus 8, 18. So looks like this is the correct answer. We'll be in trouble if there is one more option which gives you the total as 18, right? If there is one more option which gives you the sum as 18, then it means that our logic is incorrect. Our logic is not correct. If there's only one option, then maybe you can just mark that as the answer. So let's verify the other options as well. 4 plus 8 plus 7 is 12 plus 7, 19, eliminated. 5 plus 8 plus 1 is 14, eliminated. So the only option which gives you the sum of the digits as 18 is 378. So option 2 is the answer. You're getting it? Remember, when you skip it, you don't get any negative marks. There's no negative marking involved. If you answer and go wrong, then you will get minus 0.5, right? So I would repeat, I have attempted 3 questions here. I could get only, I could solve only 2, and which is fine in my view. You should not panic in such a situation. You are not there to answer all the questions. You are there to attempt all the questions. Let's move to the next slide now. Okay, the next 3 questions. Now these 3 questions are based on finding out the odd word or odd letters or odd numbers. So you have 30 seconds or maybe 45 seconds to attempt all the 3, and your time has already started. Quick. Find the odd word from the given alternatives. find the odd letters from the given alternatives, find the odd number pair from the given alternatives. Waiting for your responses. Please do not go by the length of the explanation. We are not just solving this question but discussing it, so it's taking a little longer, but you should very quickly answer it or skip it. And I'm glad that many of you were able to answer the question on numbers there, that sum of the digits is 18 or has to be 18. Good. But I'm not sure if all of us will be able to get that logic in the exam. Chalo, time is up. Let me discuss the solutions now, right? Now I'm sure there can be some debate around these questions, right? It can be like sometimes the perceptions don't match, right? Or most of the times it doesn't. But yeah, that's how it is. So let's quickly try and answer this question. Now look at the first one. Find the odd word from the given alternatives. Now options are fire, light, gas and water. Fire, light, gas and water. I would mark gas as the odd one. I would mark gas as the odd one because, you know, if you understand, there is a category. So what are we trying to do? We are trying to find out if there is a common property or something common in three of the options so that we can group them, we can classify them. And the one which is left out can be the odd one or will be the odd one. So here I feel that gas is the odd one because fire, light and water are natural elements. You understand? Naturally available. You know, it's like water, fire, light, but gas is not so. So gas is the odd one here, right? Fire, light and water can be grouped as one category, right? Next, find the odd letters from the given alternatives. Now find the odd letters from the given alternatives. We have got words which are made up of 4 letters each, and these are not meaningful words. And some random letters have been chosen. So we got to identify the relationship between letters in each of these words. And based on that, we should classify. I mean, that's the logic which is usually used here, right? So try to find that. I think, again, it's about numerical positions. 95% of the times, the questions here are based on numerical positions. So try to do that. Like ECBY, right? So this like 5, 3, 2, 25. RTUX, R is 18, T is 20, U is 21, X is 23. Sorry, X is 24, right? Then GEDA, it's like 7, 5, 4 and 1. And WUTQ, right? So 23, 21, 20 and 17, right? So now try to identify how are these letters related to each other, right? What is the relationship between their numerical positions? What is the relationship between their numerical positions? So if you observe, I think one simple observation is the difference between the numerical positions of the first 2 letters is always 2. 5 minus 3 is 2. Right? 18 difference 20 is 2. 7 difference 5 is 2. 23 difference 21 is 2. Of course, RTUX is the one where it is like, you know, it's minus 2 basically. 5 minus 3 is 2. 18 minus 20 is minus 2. 7 minus 5 is 2. 23 minus 21 is 2. So that way, if you see RTUX looks to be the odd one. But let's try and identify if there is any logic between the, I mean, of course, there will be some logic. What is the logic between the other 2 letters? Maybe that will help us come to a concrete decision, right? Now, what is the difference here? Yeah, I think if you look at the other things also, we have 4, I mean, if you look at this, I mean, here the difference was 2, right? Plus 2, this is minus 2, this is plus 2, and this is minus 2. So, sorry, plus 2, right? So that way, option 2 looks to be the odd one, but let's just see if that is correct. 20 difference 17, 20 minus 17 is plus 3, 4 minus 1 is again plus 3, 21 minus 24 is minus 3, right? And 2 difference 25. 2 minus 25. Well, 2 minus 25 is minus 23, but you understand that these are letters of the English alphabet, right? So it has to be considered like a cycle, right? It's like a cycle, A to Z and again back to A. You understand? A to Z and back to A. So it's like A, B, C, D and so on up to X, Y, Z, and again comes A. So that way you got to check this. So if you observe, it's like this is 25, 26. This can be taken as 27 and 28. While B's position is, numerical position is 2, but if I complete the first cycle and come again, this 2 can be made as 28. You understand what I'm trying to explain here? If you consider it as a cyclic loop, right? So 26, then 27 and 28. B becomes 28. So 28 minus 25 is again plus 3. Right? So clearly the odd one here is option 2. Right? Odd one here is option 2. Right? 5 minus 3 is 2. 28 minus 25 is 3. 7 minus 5 is 2, 4 minus 1 is 3, 23 minus 21 is 2, 20 minus 17 is 3. But in this case, it is giving us minus 2 and minus 3. So option 2. Now, there are different ways of looking at it. I'm sure if you try some other logic, you may find some other answer there. Like one of the comments here is that the odd one should be GEDA because all the other words have got only one vowel, right? Here, E is the only vowel, U is the only vowel. Here also U is the only vowel. But here we have got two vowels, E and A. So that's another way of looking at it, and I think in such situations we usually say that you have to go with the go with a stronger reason here. And in my view, what we have done with differences looks like a stronger or a solid reason compared to the number of vowels. Sometimes it is based on number of vowels also. I don't deny that, but here I think option 2 sounds better, right? Because in GEDA we have got two vowels. All other words have got one vowel is not that strong a reason as against what we have done here, right? And like I said, it again depends. These are like perception based, right? I mean, it depends on what the examiner has thought about this one, right? If he has made option 3 as the answer because there are two vowels, then we are in trouble. But I would still go for option 2, right? I will go for option 2, right? Next, find the odd number pair from the given alternative. So here we have to find out the odd number pair. And this looks to be very simple, right? I think just look at the differences. 52 difference 61, 9. 43 difference 54 is 11. 72 difference 83 is 11. 18 difference 29 is 11. So I think the odd one is option 1, right? Just based on the differences. It can be based on differences, multiples, prime numbers, composite numbers, different types of logics are there. Anything can be asked. And there is no end to it, right? There are infinite such logics. So I think the odd one is option 1. Let's go to the next question. Now this is like a setter, right? Arrange the following words as per the order in dictionary, right? So you have to arrange them in the alphabetical order, the order in dictionary. So just do that. Try and do that. Fraudulent, fraught, fraternity, franchise, and frantic. These are the words given to us. So there's no point in looking at F, right? Every word starts with F, or in fact every word starts with FRA. So forget about those 3 words, right? These are common letters. It doesn't really help. What helps is the 4th letter. So U, U, T, N, N. So which is the first one that comes out of these letters? U, T, and N, N. So again there are 2 words starting with N. This is the first group, I would say. Then comes T, right? And then comes U, right? So whatever is the answer, it should start with either 4 or 5. We want to arrange them in dictionary order, right? Alphabetical order. So because the first 3 letters are common, go for the 4th letter. So N, N, 4th letters are N, N, T, U, U. So if I have to group them, I think the words with N will come in the first 2 positions, then the word with T, and then the words with U. So the first 2 positions should be 4 and 5. 4 and 5 or 5 and 4. So just, before checking the next one, I think just verify that, right? So 5, 4 is possible, 4, 5 is also possible, but 3, 4 and 4, 3 are eliminated. Now between 5 and 4 decide and you're done. You don't even have to arrange the remaining ones. So if the 4th letter is common, go to the next letter. Next letter here is C, 5th letter, and here it is T. So of course franchise will be the first letter, right? Franchise will be the first letter. So we should put 4 and then followed by 5 and then whatever between 1, 2, 3 options here. But since there's only one option which starts with 4 followed by 5, we can take option 2 as the answer, right? So 4, 5, 3, 1, 2. We are not worried about the remaining 3, right? We are not verifying this. Just based on the first 2 words, we can identify. Here's the next set of questions. Which one set of letters, when sequentially placed at the gaps in the given letter series, shall complete it? Now you know that these are pattern based series, right? There is a pattern between the number of letters here that we have. Now again, different approaches, you can follow any one to find the right answer. One way to solve such questions is to just substitute the options one after the other and see if you find a rhythm in the pattern there. I mean, if you find a pattern there. Otherwise, try to think about it and then eliminate the options. I think substituting the options is easier, while it takes a little longer, but then that's easy to apply. Right? So shall we substitute the options and check? Let's substitute option 1, see what happens. So option 1 has got IHJI, right? Substitute IHJI. Now try to read this out and see if you find a pattern there. HIJ, HHIJ, HHIJ, HHIJH. Looks like we have already got a pattern, right? It looks like it is HIJH, HIJH, HIJH. Yeah. So see, I think the pattern is this: HIJH followed by HIJH, HIJH, and HIJH. So it looks like option 1 itself is correct. Right? Option 1 is correct. Or you can also split. You can, this is one way of doing it, substituting by options. We are lucky that option 1 is satisfied. Otherwise, you will have to spend longer, a little more time by checking second, third, and fourth options as well. The other way to do it is, try to identify the different types of letters. There are 3 different types of letters. Count the total number of letters. Try to find out splits and all that. But that again sometimes becomes complex. So whichever way, you just try and do it very quickly. Right? Don't spend too much time again. If you're unable to identify the pattern there, just skip and move to the next one. Next question: which number will complete the series? Now this is like I don't know, even a 5th standard student will answer this question very easily, right? 63, 72, 81, 90, and then 108. So obviously this should be 99. I don't have to tell you why. This question should be answered in how many seconds? 0 seconds. I mean, of course, not 0 seconds literally, but having read this pattern 63, 72, 81, 90, dash 108, if you take more than 0 seconds, then you're not fit for the exam. Next set of questions. So here is the question on blood relations, and then there's one on ages. Let's quickly work on this. Rajiv is the brother of Arun. Sonia is the sister of Sunil. Arun is the son of Sonia. How is Rajiv related to Sunil? So quickly draw the family tree and be done with it, right? Rajiv is the brother of Arun. So Rajiv is the brother of Arun. So Rajiv is the male guy, brother of Arun, right? We are trying to draw the family tree as per the conventions that we follow. Sonia is the sister of Sunil. Now neither Sonia nor Sunil have been plotted so far in the family tree, right? We have only got Rajiv and Arun. So we cannot use this statement immediately. Move to the next one. Arun is the son of Sonia. So we have already got Arun here. Now the next statement says Arun is the son of Sonia. So Arun is the son, male. He's the son of Sonia. So Sonia comes one generation above. Sonia is the sister of Sunil. Sonia is here. Sister of Sunil. Sonia is the sister of Sunil. So that's the family tree, right? Now you can verify all the 3 statements if you want. Rajiv is the brother of Arun. Rajiv is the brother of Arun, siblings. Sonia is the sister of Sunil, siblings. Again, Sonia is female. Sunil's gender is not known to us, right? So we cannot really comment on that. I'm sure most of you will say it's a male person, but you never know. Sunil can also be a name of a girl, right? So don't go by the names that you know, or don't try to identify the gender based on name. And the third statement is Arun is the son of Sonia. Arun is the son of Sonia. So clearly you have to plot them in a way that there is the generation gap reflects here. Sunil and Sonia are in top generation. Rajiv and Arun are in the bottom generation. Now how is Rajiv related to Sunil? How is Rajiv related to Sunil? So understand, Sunil's sister's son's brother. See, your son's brother is your son. So Sunil's sister's son. Your sister's son is your nephew. Yes or no? Sunil's nephew. Rajiv is Sunil's nephew. So how is Rajiv related to Sunil? Rajiv is the nephew of Sunil. Getting it? Rajiv is the nephew of Sunil. Alright. Next question. A mother is 5 times older than her daughter. After 5 years, she would be 3 times older than her daughter. Find the mother's present age. So just convert these English statements into mathematical equations, solve those 2 equations and get the answer. So let's assume mother's age is M and daughter's age is D. So mother is 5 times older than her daughter. 5 times older than her daughter. So what will be the equation? M equals to 5D. Mother is 5 times older than her daughter. M equals to 5D. After 5 years, she would be 3 times older than her daughter. Now, what happens to mother's age after 5 years? Mother's age after 5 years will be M plus 5. What will be daughter's age after 5 years? D plus 5. So after 5 years, she here refers to the mother. Mother would be 3 times older than her daughter. So M plus 5 will be equal to 3 times of D plus 5. 2 equations, 2 variables, solve and get the answer. He's asking us to find out mother's present age. So basically the question is M is equal to what? M is equal to what? So M is equal to 5D is one equation. M plus 5 equals to 3 times of D plus 5 is the other equation. Right? Now, two ways to solve this question. I mean, you either solve the two equations, find out what is M and what is D, and then mark the answer, or go by answer options. And I would prefer going by answer options. See, the one thing that I'm sure about is that answer cannot be 22 or 29. Without solving any equation, without doing any other paperwork, I can say that option 2 and option 4 are wrong. If I were lucky and I could eliminate one more option, then I don't even have to solve these two equations. I'm sure it's an easy question. I mean, you can solve the two equations and get the answer, but then how many of you can eliminate the options without solving the equations is the question. You're able to follow? So why did we say 22 and 29 are ruled out? See, understand, from the first equation or from the first statement, we know that mother is 5 times older than her daughter. M equals to 5D. Usually in these questions, the ages are integer values, right? Ages are generally integers. Integers, right? It cannot be a decimal value there, right? So if D is an integer, any integer multiplied by 5 should give you a multiple of 5. I can say that the mother's age should be a multiple of 5. Mother's age M here has to be a multiple of 5 because M is 5 into something. So M has to be a multiple of 5. And 22 and 29 here are not multiples of 5. Getting it? Similarly, if you could eliminate one more option, if it is not a multiple of 5, then you are done. You don't have to put, pen on paper. Now only two options are left. So I would prefer substituting the option and verifying rather than solving the two equations. Even solving equations is not complex, but why? When we can do it without solving the equations, right? So let's do that. What I will do is I'll substitute one of the options. If option 1 satisfies, then that's the answer. If it doesn't satisfy, then option 3 is the answer. So let us assume option 1 is correct. Assume option 1 is correct. So according to option 1, M is equal to 20, which means D will be equal to what? D will be equal to 4 because 5 into 4 is 20. You understand? See, he's asking mother's present age, right? So options here are talking about mother's age. So M is 20. If M is 20, then daughter is 4 years old. Right or not? 4 into 5 is 20. Now what you have to do is substitute this 20 and 4 in this equation. If it balances, that's the answer. Otherwise, option 3 is the answer. So substitute 20 plus 5, 25 equals to 3 times of D plus 5, 4 plus 5, 9. 3 into 9 is 27. Is it equal? No, it's not equal, which means option 1 is wrong. And hence option 3 is the correct answer. Now, I don't know how many of you have, I'm sure all of you have got the right answer. 25 years is the correct answer. But the question is, how many of you have got the right answer using the options, using the SMART method? Quick. From the given alternative words, select the word which cannot be formed using the letters of the given word. Now, this again is a standard question type which is asked in this section of SSC exam. He has given us a word, pronouncement. He says which of the words cannot be formed using the letters of the word pronouncement. So try to identify that one letter somewhere which is not a part of pronouncement. I mean, you just have to throw a glance at the options. So I would not verify letter by letter. I think that's a waste of time. I can see that pavement is one word given here where the letter V is used, and V is not a part of pronouncement. In the letters here, V has not been used at all. So I can say option 3 cannot be made out of it. So that way try to identify one such thing, right? Now, if system is written as RXR SDL, then how can correct be written in that code? So system SYSTEM is written as RXR SDL. Try to find out the logic. Again, there's no method. You just have to go by trial and error. So I think if I go by that, it is S minus 1, right? S minus 1 is R. S is 19th letter, R is the 18th letter, so S minus 1. Look at Y and X. Y and X is also minus 1, right? Y minus 1, 25, and this is 24. So 25 minus 24. I mean, you don't have to draw all these lines and waste your time in the exam, but if I have to explain it to you, I will do this. Again, S minus R or T minus 1. T is 20 minus 1 will give you S. E minus 1, 5 minus 1, 4. So clearly the logic is minus 1, minus 1, minus 1, minus 1, minus 1, minus 1, right? You just take the letter preceding to these letters here. M minus 1. M minus 1 will give you L. M is 13 minus 1 will give you 12, which is L. So that's the logic. Apply the same thing for correct. Apply the same thing correct. But then even before doing that, you can still eliminate the options here. I mean, I have explained you the logic already, but smart persons will not do all this drama. They will not do all this, right? Let me explain it the other way. We have got the logic already, -1. So we can easily find out the answer using that. But let's see what else can be done. See, try and understand. If you look at the codes here very clearly, S is R, S is R. So each letter is fixed with some other letter, right? Now here, if you look at the word correct, the third and fourth letters are same. CORRECT. Third and fourth letters are same. So in the code also, the third and fourth position should be the same letters. The third and fourth positions have to be the same letters. If I look at first option, yes, third and fourth are same. If I look at second option, third and fourth are not same. Hence eliminated. Third option, third and fourth are same. So possible. Fourth option, again, third and fourth are not same. So eliminated. Likewise, I also see that the first and the last but one, first and six letters, right? First and six letters are also same. So in the code also, the first and six letters have to be same. So here it is B, here it is B. So possible. Here it is B, and in this case it is D. Are these two same? No. So this also is eliminated. Hence option 1 is the answer. So if you try to do it in a smart way, even without finding out the logic. I mean, this is also one type of logic. What we have done here is also a logical way of getting the answer. But then even without finding out the logic based on numerical positions, which is like taking -1 to get the answer, right? How do we get this? Take -1. From system, you take -1, you will get RX RDL. So from correct, when you take -1, we are saying we will get BN QQ DBS. But just go by common letters. That helps you eliminate. So again, I'm sure all of you have got the right answer. Option 1, anybody can solve this. This is a sitter, right? I mean, not complex at all. But how many of you get the answer using a smarter method is the question. Next set of questions here. A means plus, B means into, C means division, D means minus, then the value of the given equation. Just substitute. So A is plus, B is into, D is minus, and C is division. Now apply BODMAS rule, right? Don't be in a hurry, right? 9 plus 2, 11 into 6, 66, 66 minus 4, 62, 62 divided by 2, 31. If you say, you are wrong, right? Apply BODMAS rule. So what do we do first? We'll do division. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. This gives you 2. After division, you have to do multiplication. So 2 into 6 is 12. So basically, you are left with 9 plus 12 minus 2. 9 plus 12 minus 2. What is 9 plus 12? 9 plus 12 is 21. 21 minus 2 is 19. So option 2 is the answer. Now look at this. Logical question again. 4 into 3 is 14. 5 into 4 is 18. 6 into 5 is 22. Then what is the value of 7 into 6? Again, you may or may not get the answer. Remember, one method which is applicable for these questions is skip. If you are unable to get the logic, just skip it. But I'm sure this is a very easy one. You can solve it in like 15-20 seconds, or maybe even lesser than that. 4 into 3 for some reason gives you 14. 5 into 4 gives you 18. 6 into 5 gives you 22. How? It's easy. You see, 4 plus 3 into 2 is 14. 4 plus 3, 7. 7 into 2, 14. So you are taking the sum of the numbers and doubling that. So 7 and double gives you 14. Similarly, 5 into 4 is 18, right? Take sum of the numbers. 5 plus 4, 9, and then double will give you 18. So 6 plus 5, 11, double, 22. So what do we do here? 7 plus 6, 13. 13 doubles gives you 26. Right? Next one. Select the missing number from the given responses. Again, give it a shot. You may or may not get the answer. Remember, skip is one of the solutions. You are not there to solve all the questions in the exam. You are there to attempt all the questions in the exam. So you must not waste your time trying to find out the right answer to this one, right? Don't take it to your ego. I will definitely solve this. Smart persons will have zero ego, right? Skip it. I don't want to try this. Because this is like gamble. You never know how much time it will take, right? So be quick. So select the missing number from the given responses. Of course, this is not very complex. It's very easy. But sometimes it can get tricky. Now what's the logic here? 7 into 8 is 56. Right? 11 into 9 is 99. So clearly we are multiplying the first number with the third number to get the second number. 11 into 9, 99. So 9 into what will give you 45? 9 into 5 will give you 45. So 10 seconds again. Easy to crack, but sometimes can get very, very tricky. So don't get trapped, I'm saying. Okay, here's this question on directions. Rita traveled 35 kilometers from a point towards south and then turn left and travel 20 kilometers and finally turn left again and travel 35 kilometers. In which direction is she from the starting point? So since it is about direction, we don't even have to worry about the distances, right? So just trace the path. Rita traveled 35 kilometers from a point towards south. So she started from this point, traveled 35 kilometers. She comes here, let's say. Then turn left. See, the person is going towards south, right? So left for that person will be on this side, right? When you're in the southern direction, left is not left on paper, left is right on paper, right? So she turned left and traveled 20 kilometers. So she traveled 20 kilometers. Finally turned left again. Now see, you are going towards east, and if a person is facing east, left will be towards north. So turn left again and travel 35 kilometers. I think distances are also important because he's asking in which direction is she from the starting point. So this is the starting point and this is the finishing point, let's say. Now why are distances important? Because we have to find out from starting point where is she. So see, this is 35, this is 20 and this is 35. So the point is these two are equal. Starting point to this point and this point to finishing point are all lengths are equal. So the point is Rita will come exactly in this straight line. She will stop in the straight line towards east of the starting point. Yes or no? She is in which direction? East direction. Suppose if this is 40 kilometers, what happens? She will overshoot this line and come here, somewhere here. If it is 40 kilometers, let's say, right? So this is the finishing point. In that case, where is she from the starting point? She is in the northeast direction. This would be northeast, right? If she is traveling only 30, she will stop here. So where is she from the starting point? She is in the southeast direction. Southeast direction. So that is the reason I think distance are also important. Sorry, I thought distance is not needed here, but distance is also important. So 35, 20, 35, she will be exactly in the east direction. Okay, questions again where there can be a debate. Let's give it a shot. Consider the given statements to be true and decide which of the following conclusions or assumptions can definitely be drawn from the given statement. Can definitely be drawn from the given statement. I am stressing on the word definitely. So which of the conclusions is definitely true with respect to the given statement? From the given statement, I can understand, can definitely be true from the given statement. Quick. Now I am sure there will be a there will not be a consensus on this particular question, right? Some will feel only one follows, some feels only two follows, some feels both follows, none follows, and things like that may come up. We have to just go with, I mean, these are like perception based questions, if you understand. I mean, while there is logic involved, but there's also perception here, right? Your perception or your point of view need not match with what the examiner has thought. So don't worry too much about it, right? Feel what you feel, whatever is correct, just mark that and go to the next one. So the question says, to achieve economic development, people should work hard. If you want to achieve economic development, then people should work hard. So we can actually say that economic development is related to working hard, people working hard, right? To achieve economic development, people should work hard. Now look at the conclusions. The first one says economic development leads people to work hard. Now does it follow? Does it definitely follow? No. Try to understand. It's not economic development that leads people to work hard. It's people working hard that leads to economic development. You understand? To achieve economic development, people should work. So what comes first? Will people working hard comes first, or will economic development comes first? People working hard comes first. Only if you work hard, then you achieve economic development. Here it says economic development will lead to people working hard. So if there's an economic development, then people will start working hard. No. It's not that, right? If people start working hard, then that will lead to economic development. So first one does not follow. First one does not follow. You're getting it? Economic development leads people to work hard. It should be the other way. People working hard will lead to economic development. So first one does not follow. So only one follows is wrong. And both 1 and 2 follows also is wrong. So even if I am not able to decide and I have to make a guess, I'll make either 2 or option, I'll mark either option 2 or option 4 as the answer. You're getting it? Look at the next statement. Working hard by all the people is impossible. Now this is no way connected to what is given in the statement. Is there a relationship? No. It has got nothing to do with the statement. See, which of the given conclusions or assumptions can definitely be drawn from the given statement? Can we draw this information from the given statement? Working hard by all people is impossible. I mean, I'm not saying that 2 is wrong, but is it related to the second statement? No. Can we say only 2 follows? No. See, if this second conclusion is given independently, then you can argue. Working hard by all people is impossible? No, nothing is impossible. All people can work hard. Practically, it may not be possible. But on paper, we can say that all people can work hard. Like, for example, we can always say that all of you will qualify in the SSC CGL exam. Well, you can actually qualify. Not that I'm trying to discourage you, but yeah, we can say that, you understand what I'm trying to say. Working hard by all people is impossible is incorrect because all people can work hard. And by the way, it's nowhere related to what is given in the statement, right? So that's not something that can be drawn or not drawn from the statement. So we would say, I would say neither one nor two follows. Neither one nor two follows. All right. Next question. This is interesting. These questions again have got no definite method. It's about counting and all that, right? So find the number of triangles in the figure. Now this may need some time, right? So I'll give you about maybe 45 seconds to try this, and your time starts now. Count the number of triangles in the given figure. 45 seconds, quick. Your time starts now. I think we have overshot already. It's 7:10. Another 5 minutes and we'll be done with this paper. Again, it doesn't take so much time in the exam. I am not solving these questions. I'm explaining these questions. So it's taking a little longer. Find the number of triangles in the given figure. Sunil says 26. Sonu Mishra says no idea. So get idea. Dattatreya has got no idea. Naman Agarwal says it's 18. Sanjay Bharadwaj says 12. See, the fact that Naman has got 18, if he's actually got it by counting, then Sanjay is definitely wrong. You understand? The one thing for sure in these questions is, once you get a higher number, the smaller ones will get eliminated. See, when I've got 18 triangles here, I'm still not sure. There can be 4 more triangles. Answer can be 22. Or if I've got 22 triangles here, the answer can still be 26. Maybe I'm missing out on some of the 4 triangles. I mean, 4 of those triangles. But if I've got 22, then definitely 12 and 18 are wrong. You understand what I'm trying to say? But it looks like most of you have got 18. I can see 18 is the most common response, right? Look at this: Sanjeev Raut, Avneet Chopra, Deepika Prabhakar. Avneet, by the way, has got 12. But Sanjeev, Deepika, Lavanya. Okay, there's this username by Ishq. I don't know if it is your name or your state, but 18. You've also got 18. Then we have Deadman Written, who's got 18. Vani has got 18. Nitin Bharadwaj, Sanjay Bharadwaj have got 12. Ramya has got 12. Ashwin has got 12. Neeraj has got 22. So if Neeraj has actually got 22, then all those who have got 12 and 18 are wrong. Then we have Vamshi, Daksha, Tricky, Alka. All these guys have also got 18. Divya has got 18. Kalidas has got 18. So I think clearly the majority says it's 18. A good number of you have got 12, and then few of you have got 22 also. So let's count. I think let's first count the triangles which are, smallest of the triangles. So I think, how do I put this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You understand? The dot is in the center of the triangle. So 1, this triangle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So 8 triangles for sure. Smallest triangle meaning we have not used the combination of triangles so far. We have only counted independent triangles, right? So 8 triangles, right? 8 has already been done. Let me take a different color to highlight the other triangles now so that you can follow it easily. Which one would work? Let's take a red. Now let's go for combination which will give you triangles. Like for example, combination of 2 parts which can give you a triangle. So if you see, this is one more, 9, this is 10, and here is 11. You understand? So combination of 2, 2 parts, here 2 parts and here 2 parts. So 8, there were 8 with blue plus 3 here. So 8 plus 3, 11. What are the other things? I think look at this. I'm just, maybe I should use one more color so that you can follow. Look at this. 1, 2. Getting it? So 2 there, and what else? So 2 more that way, right? Then if you observe, we have this triangle made up of 3. 1, 2. So 2 more. So clearly 12 is eliminated. I mean, the fact that I've got more than 12 now, 12 is eliminated. So 8 plus 3, 11. 11 plus 4 is 15. Then, of course, the bigger triangle is 1. The biggest of all the triangles, right? Plus 1, 16. And then I'm sure 2 more are there, right? Let me, which 2 are missing here? Yeah, I think I did not consider this part in this triangle. 17, and then did I miss something? Yeah, 17 I've got. I even if I'm left in this situation in the exam, I would not mark 22 or 26 because it looks like I've counted almost all the triangles and I'm coming close to 17. Close to 18, of course. So option 2 is what I look like. I have to 8 plus 3, 11. 11 plus 4 is 15. 15 plus 1. Okay, 16. I think I've got only 16 so far. No, I did not count this, right? Plus 1. So 17. Is there one triangle that I'm missing? Which one is missing? Okay, I think we have to. This is what happens in the exam also. I mean, nothing to be panicked about, but it does happen in the exam this way. So we'll do the counting again. This is taking a little longer, but yeah, we'll have to do. So let me count all these smaller ones first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? Clearly 8. Then let me, I'm not drawing lines this time. Let me use dots so that it becomes easy. Now triangles which are made up of like 1, 2, 3, right? This is a triangle. This is a triangle. I mean, I'm clubbing these two parts. This line here means that these two parts have been clubbed. These two parts have been clubbed. These two parts have also been clubbed. So 8 plus 3, right? Then, yeah, this looks neater than the previous one, right? Which are the other ones? Yeah, look at this section, right? This is one more. Similarly, here's the another one. So 2 such triangles, right? So 8 plus 3, 11, 11 plus 2, 13. Of course, the biggest of all is there, 14. And then 4 more. I'm getting a lesser count this time. Looks like I've missed something which I counted earlier. Yeah, this is one triangle which I've missed. Let me use a different color. I'm sure you would have got the answer as 18 by now. I'm just trying to. Right? Yeah, I think I've got it now. So this one and this one are 2 more, and I've got the other 2 as well. So this is plus 2. What's the total count? 8 plus 3, 11. 11 plus 4. Okay, I'm still at 15. 3 more. I've got 2 of these at least. Which color should I use? Let me use this yellow. These triangles. Trust these were not counted earlier. So 2 more. So 6 plus 3, 9 plus 8, 17. And which is that one that I'm missing? This one which was counted earlier, I think. This half plus 1 more. So I think 18 is the count, right? We'll get 18 triangles, option 2. And this is how you do it. I mean, there is no formula or no technique to get the answer. You just have to go by count. But one thing is for sure, when you're coming close to like we were close to 17, right? And I was trying to find out which is that one, 18th one. In that case, you definitely know that option 1 is wrong. If you feel that there can be more triangles that you have missed, more than one triangle that you have missed, then go for option 3 or option 4. Or if you think, no, you have come close, then mark option 2. See, having spent so much time, there's no point in skipping this question, right? Whichever is the closest one to your count, just mark that as the answer and go to the next one. Here's the next question. Now, this is the standard matrix question from SSC CGL exams, right? So understand this quickly. what does it say? In the question, a word is represented by only one set of numbers as given in any one of the alternatives. The sets of numbers given in the alternatives are represented by two classes of alphabets as in two matrices given below. The columns and rows of matrix 1 are numbered from 0 to 4 and that of matrix 2 are numbered from 5 to 9. So you can see in matrix 1, there are two matrices. In matrix 1, we have got both columns and rows numbered as 0 to 4 and the matrix 2 has got 5 to 9, right? 5 to 9 and 5 to 9. Now a letter from these matrices can be represented first by its row and next by its column. Now this is important. Any letter that you choose from here, it is represented first by the row number followed by the column number, right? And there can be multiple ways of representing a number or letter. Like for example, you see it says B can be represented as 00, 13, etc. Now where is B? B is in the first matrix, right? Now see, B is 00 because B is in the 0th row and 0th column. 0th row, 0th column. So B can be taken as 00. This is not L. This I meant letter. B is 00. What is the other way of taking it? Where else do we have B? We have B here. Now if you see B, this is first row, third column, so it can be taken as 13. Where else do we have B? B is here. Second row, first column, it can be taken as 21. And so on. Like for example, if I want to look at A, how can A be represented? Multiple ways. A here is in 8th row, 7th column, so 87. A here is 7th row, 8th column, so 78. A here is 5th row and 5th column, 55, and so on. Like for example, let's say we want G. How can G be taken? G is like here, second row and third column, so 23. Then G is also the third row and first column, right? Third row and first column, 31. Each letter will be there 4 times, so 4 ways of, or 5 times maybe, right? 4 or 5 ways of numbering a letter. G here you see 4th row and 4th column, 44, right? G here is first row and 0th column, so 10, and so on. So this is the logic, that's it. I mean, once you have understood this, it's done. You can answer the question very easily. So he says you have to identify the set of word lion. Now how can you code lion? So to that, what we'll do is find out what are the codes for L. Find out what are the codes for L and check which of those codes are given in first position here and go for elimination. That's the easiest way to solve such questions, right? So try that. Where is L? L is here, right? L is in the first matrix. So try out and find out all the possible ways of taking L, right? Let me just clear this mess. So look at L. What are different ways of taking L? So we've got L here, 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 and here. 5 ways, right? So this is like 0, 3, right? L can be taken as 0, 3. L can be taken as 1, 1. L can be taken as 2, 4. L can be taken as 3, 2. L can be taken as 4, 0. So 0, 3 possible, it's there. 1, 1 is also possible, it's there. 2, 3 is not possible. You see, 2, 3. Here L is given as 2, 3. See, these are L-I-O-N, 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 L-I-O-N. So we have got L as 2, 4, but not 2, 3, right? 2, 3 is G. So this is eliminated. 1, 1 of course is possible. So I think 3 options are remaining. 1 is eliminated. Go for I. Go for I. Next letter is I. I is in the second column, right? Second matrix. So 56, 65, 79, 88, 97. So 55 is not there. 55 is A. So eliminated. 65 is possible. 65 is possible, right? 88 is also possible. So 2 options are remaining. Then go for O. Where is O? So just see, no, what is 76 and what is, now only 2 options are left out, right? Option 2 and option 4. So in option 2, O is 77. In option 4, O is 99. So just check what is 77 and 99. What is 77? 77 is R. You see, 77 is R. So this is eliminated. And if this is eliminated, the only option left out is option 4. So that's your answer. Quickly, the next one. Which of the answer figure best represents the relationship between shirts, garments, and clothes? Now, these are questions based on Venn diagrams. So you have to identify, you have to kind of understand which is a subset of which one. And based on that, find out the figure, right? Find out the right figure. So which answer figure best represents the relationship between shirt, garment, and clothes? Now understand, you have to get the category. Shirt is a type of garment, right? And garment is a category in clothes. You understand? Shirt belongs to garments and garments belong to clothes, right? That way you can say that shirt is also a cloth. Of course, because shirt is in garments and garment is inside clothes. See, all the shirts are garments, but not all the garments are shirts. Similarly, all the garments are clothes, but not all the clothes are garments. Like say, for example, a piece of cloth which is used for cleaning is also in that category. But is it a garment? No. Garments is what we wear, right? A piece of cloth or a dusting cloth is not a garment, but then it is a category in, it is a part of clothes. So the point is, all the shirts are garments, but not all the garments are clothes. All the garments are clothes. All the shirts are garments, but not all the garments are shirts. Similarly, all the garments are clothes, but not all the clothes are garments. So shirt is a subset of garments and garments is a subset of clothes. So option 1 has to be the answer, undoubtedly, right? So if you say option 2, you're saying that, like, for example, if you consider this as shirts, you're saying some shirts are not garments. How is it possible? All the shirts are garments. This says some shirts are not garments, right? Similarly, this option 4 says shirts, garments and clothes have got no relationship at all. No, they have got relationship. They are related to each other. Then what is this? Shirts and garments are disjoint inside clothes, or shirts and clothes are disjoint inside garments, or garments and clothes are disjoint inside shirts. All those 3 are not valid. So option 1 is the answer. So that's how you verify. Logically you have to just check. Next one quickly, mirror image of the word. You know how to find out mirror images, right? In mirror image, what happens is left becomes right, right becomes left, but what is on top remains on top, what is at the bottom remains at the bottom. So basically you have to find out the mirror image, you have to just go from right to left here. Trace the same diagram, consider it as a diagram, go from right to left, but produce it from left to right. So I'll read from right to left, but while writing I'll write from left to right. So if I read from right to left, what is this? This looks like M, right? Remember, in mirror image, top remains top, bottom remains bottom, but left becomes right and right becomes left. So that's what we're trying to do, interchange left with right. So this is the rightmost element, right? It becomes the leftmost element and it remains like this. So it should start with M. It should start with M. So clearly option 2 and option 4 are eliminated. What should come after M? See, this is very clear that it looks like A. It will be A. So it should be MA. MA, fine. After A, we'll have R. This is the mirror image of R. Then I, and then N and E. It's not hard to produce, right? Marine. So option 1 will be the answer. Just the sequence itself will help you find out. One is option 2 and 4 get eliminated very quickly. Then the sequence of MAREIN does not match with this here. MARINE. So MARINE, option 1. From the given answer figure, select the one in which the question figure is hidden or embedded. So this is the question figure basically. What you see here is the question figure. We have to find out in which of these answer options is the question figure embedded or hidden. So try to find out. So we are looking for this shape. In which option is this shape available? So try and do that. See, if you look at option 1, we don't have this, right? We don't have a curve which is opening towards left. A smaller one is there, but not as big as this one. So option 1 gets eliminated. Option 2, maybe, right? You see this one. I think this is close, right? Option 3 doesn't look like. In option 3, we don't have that embedded. Here we have got, here we have got overlapping curves inside, right? But these are not overlapping. Right? There are 3 curves inside the circle, but all 3 of them are intersecting with each other. But these 2 are independent. So option 2, yes, independent curves are available, but not in option 3. And option 4 clearly is nowhere close. So option 2 has to be the answer. So that way, see, it should not match to scale. Now you can say that these 2 are very close to each other, but here the gap is there, gap is more. That happens. Usually it has been seen that it is taken for granted, but not in terms of shape, right? Complete the figure, complete the pattern. So this is like figure completion, right? Just do this. This is sitter. See which option has got this. So at this end you should have this one inverted L with the other inverted L. So it's not there in option 1. It's there in option 2. It's not there in option 3. It's not there in option 4. So I think option 2 is the answer, right? So you want a straight line here like this. So if you see, this segment is available only here. You see 1, 2 and this. It's not available elsewhere. Of course I have drawn it here, but actually it is not there. Don't get confused. You're able to follow. We have got 1, 2, 1, 2 with a line starting from the end of this first curve. So option 2 is the answer. I think the last question, the piece of paper is folded and cut as shown in the question figures. So paper folding based question. Indicate how it will appear when open. So basically we have got a piece of paper. You fold it as indicated here and then do some holes. So the question is, when you open that piece of paper, how will it look like? So these are also based on mirror images only. The concept is mirror image and water image. So if you see, there is a triangular paper which has been folded in this fashion, right? There is a triangular paper which has been folded into half. So the left half has been overlapped with the right half and it becomes like this. Then again, there is this overlapping that happens, right? The top segment is not really this way, sorry. Let me just clear this. I mean, you don't have to draw this again in the exam. I'm trying to explain you the step by step this thing. So first the left half is folded over the right half, and then we have only half a triangle left like this. Now in this again, if you see, it is like this. I mean, this portion has been folded over here, like this was folded over to get the triangle. Now this has been folded, so we are left with only this part. I mean, that's what has been explained in the figure, right? So this top part comes here, overlaps here like this, and then we are left with. Then you have made this cut here. So how will it look like when it is opened? Right? How will it look like when it is opened? See, the first thing is you just have to, you have gone from 1 to 2 to 3. So to get the answer, you have to, do the reversal, right? Go from 3 to 2 and from 2 to 1. So from 3 to 2, when you open, what happens? Understand, this is like the water image. From 2 to 3 was a water image, right? It's like cutting top half and putting it over the bottom half. Not exactly the half, but cutting top portion and putting it over the bottom portion. So when you when you open this, what happens? This cut here will reflect on the top part also. So when I go from 3 to 1, what happens? This portion will look something like this. We'll have the same triangle. Whatever has been done here, right? It will duplicate over on top. It duplicate on top like this, right? I mean, it is actually a straight line. So, I mean, I'm just trying to look at this. There is a pen. Hello. Here's the pen. Yeah. So this is like a triangle, right? So that triangular portion will come like this. And I mean, these are actually triangles. I have made it like curves. And this also will come like this. Right? So see which option has got that. I think option 3 gets eliminated because here you see it's like a angular cut. Here we've got a square. A square in the middle is not possible, right? Similarly, if you see option 4 gets eliminated because whatever is available here, that itself is missing. You see that bottom portion is missing. I have to zoom this and show it to you properly. You understand? If you observe, try and observe this. Here we have got an angular cut. That is missing here, right? That portion is missing. Similarly, if you observe, this should give you a triangle, right? When you unopen this, on this side, what happens? On the left hand side, there will be that other half of the triangle. But here we've got a square. So option 3 was eliminated because it gives a square in the middle out of nowhere. Option 4 will be eliminated because the bottom cut is missing. That cut that was made here has to be available. Option 4 is eliminated because of that. And between option 1 and option 2, what happens? I think, see, we will open this and then duplicate. So whatever we have got here after opening, right, that has to be taken as a mirror image. See, so from 3 to 1, like I said, from 3 to 1, from 3 to 2, it is going to be a water image. From 2 to 1, it's going to be a mirror image. And I don't see any point that we'll get a triangle like this. It will give a rhombus. In the center, we'll get a rhombus. So option 2 also will get eliminated. I don't know how to zoom this out. Hold on. How do we zoom out? Just a second. Yeah, you understand? See, like I said, from 3 to 2, look at this part. from 3 to 2, when we had gone from 3 to 2, we have got this segment, right? From 2 to 1, it's going to be mirror image. This was a water image. This is going to be a mirror image. See, this is a straight line, right? Straight line will, vertical line. Vertical line will give you a mirror image. This horizontal line gives you water image. So water image has been obtained. Now from 2 to 1, you'll get a mirror image. So mirror image of this should give you a rhombus at the center. This will be mirrored. So when you mirror this, you'll get a rhombus at the center. But then when I look at option 2, we don't have a rhombus at the center. So option 2 is eliminated. I have a different problem. Chalo. I have got it. So option 4 is eliminated, option 2 also is eliminated. Hence option 1 is the answer. Right? And also, if you see, there is a gap in option 2. In option 2, the cuts have got a gap, but there is no gap here. So that gap will not come automatically. Right? So that will also 2 and 3 can be eliminated. I think we are done. So that brings us to the end of the session, fairly long than what I had expected, but then we have solved 25 questions from the last year's General Intelligence and Reasoning paper of the SSC CGL Tier 1 exam. And I'm sure all of you must have come to a conclusion by now that answering these questions is really easy. Don't go by the amount of time that we have spent. I was not solving these questions, I was explaining these questions. So it takes longer, but when you do it yourself, it should be a cakewalk. I would repeat myself that you're not there to answer all the questions. You are there to attempt all the questions and understand the difference between answering and attempting very clearly. To answer means to actually mark some option. To attempt means to read the question, whether you solve or not is secondary, right? So and this should be the strategy not just for general intelligence and reasoning, but also for all the other sections there. And I just hope that all of you have got 25 on 25 here. I mean, all the 25 answers correct, or maybe 50 on 50, 50 marks out of 50. So take it for granted that the general intelligence and reasoning section of this exam is really very simple. However, be careful. The only technique, the only shortcut that all of you should remember here is to skip, right? There can be questions where we get trapped. I mean, we were lucky that we could solve most of these questions, but in fact, I did not get 25 on 25. I'll be very honest. When I tried this paper, I think there were 2 questions which I could not crack. One was that question on numbers, right? Number analogy, 583, 295, 583 is to 295. In a similar way, 486 to what? I could not do that in 20 seconds. And for me, it's simple. If I cannot do it in 20 seconds, then I'll not do it. I mean, I'll just skip and move to the next one. Questions which are based on coding and decoding, analogy, classification, etc. So that's one question. I think the other question which I could not crack was what? That is it. I was able to do the rest. Yeah, so I would say I got 24 out of 24, and those all who have got 25 on 25 have done a good job, right? Really good. I appreciate that, and I just hope that you perform in a similar fashion in your real examination as well. So overall, I think the summary is that don't worry about general intelligence and reasoning much. Do practice, because practice will help you reduce your imperfections, right? I'm not sure if it will make you perfect or not, but your imperfections will come down and you'll be able to score more. So this is a fairly simple section, but you should be able to capitalize. You should be able to maximize your score here. All right, on that note, I think we can close it here. Many of you are asking me about, I think somebody's reminded me that you did not get the triangles wala question, right? The one where we had to count the number of triangles. But I marked 18 as the answer there, and yeah, I was lucky that it came out to be 18. I actually got 18 triangles. I don't know why I was missing it in the first attempt here, but when I tried it myself, I got 18. So I got that, and I knew 4 more triangles are not possible. So 24, yeah, don't make it 23. 24 out of 25, which is good. See, I think more than the number of questions that you answer, it's about the time that you have spent. So if somebody has got 24 questions right by spending 12 minutes, and if some other person has got 25 questions right by spending 15 minutes, who's the winner? The one who's got 24 is clearly the winner, because it's not just about marks, but it's also about the time that you spend to, score whatever you have scored, right? So keep that in mind. On that note, I think we can close it here. Some of you are asking me about the timings for the next session. Well, if you are a TalentSprint student, we have 4 sessions every week. In fact, 5 sessions going forward, right? Every Tuesday, every Wednesday, every Thursday, every Saturday, and 1 weekly current affairs session. But otherwise, free session will be, the next free session will be on Wednesday, same time, same date, same day, I would say. So if it is 21st today, the next session will be on 28th of June at 6 p.m. on some topic which will be informed to you through our YouTube and Facebook channels, right? So please follow us on our YouTube channel and our Facebook page. You can just search for TalentSprint there. And yes, if you are interested to join our other live sessions, please explore our programs, which can be done by visiting our website, talentsprint.com. I repeat, www.talentsprint.com, right? Just go there, you'll find out our online programs. And if you're looking for something to get ready for SSC CGL exam, this is one platform that you can explore. The one point that I would like to make is whether you join TalentSprint's online program or some coaching center, it doesn't really matter. What matters is start your preparation right away, because the early you start, the better are your chances. On that note, let me close it here. Thank you once again for joining us in the session. See you all in the next session, which is on 28th of June at 6 p.m. Until then, keep practicing and take very good care of yourselves. Bye.